Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to remove the starter motor from the Elan. I'm talking about the naturally aspirated one. So this advice or this video may not be of use to everyone, but hopefully the cars are similar enough that you at least know where this thing is, and it will be somewhat the same level of challenge to remove it from the one with the turbo. It's likely to be harder because there's more plumbing in the way to get to the top bolt. The bottom bolt is not hard, it's just a matter of taking the subframe out, and it's easy to access not only that but also all of the connections. Yes, so that's the job for today. Let's get started with that video. So now that I have the subframe removed, I get a very clear view of the starter motor, and what I need to do is unplug this wire. Okay. And then I need to undo the positive that is always positive. So this one here is always live. So the thing that must be remembered is that you have to disconnect the battery before you get to this point. Otherwise, things could go really wrong. Now to make sure I don't lose the nut, I just put it back in. Right, so all of that was probably out of focus while I was recording. So you need to unplug this wire, and then you undo the 13mm nut and take the two positive wires out and free them from that little bracket. This makes a little bit of space for taking things out. Now the next thing to do is something that I need to reposition the camera for, which is to remove the oil filter, because we can't pull the starter motor out with the oil filter in place. The oil filter is in the way. So let's get down to that. I'm just gonna get to this oil filter and put it the wrong way around. It's like this. Right. So just opening up the oil filter. Now there's probably going to be some oil coming out, even though the engine hasn't run for a couple of weeks, I believe. I can't even remember when was the last time I started this car. There is the oil coming out. Right, I have to put the hand in front of the camera. That's just the way life goes. Right, now that the oil filter is out, we need to get to the two bolts that hold the starter motor in place. Now, one of them is from the bottom, one is from the top. I will reposition the camera to show the bottom one, and once that one is out, we'll have to figure out what to do with the top, because at this very moment, I have no idea. Right, it turns out that it's nearly impossible to film this, but this is the engine mount here. And you can see most of the alternator, the starter motor there. And the bottom bolt is here, just behind the engine mount bolt. And the camera is actually positioned just between the exhaust mounting, which is on this side, and the place where the prongeron bolts on is on this side here. So it's a bit of a difficult one to explain, but yeah, once you're looking at the camera, once you're looking through, and you can see that lighting is very difficult. Yeah, so these are the gear cables over here. They go to the back over there near the bulkhead, and yeah, the bolt is hiding behind there. So it is a 14mm bolt, and once you get the socket in place, you can see that actually the access is rather good. It's not difficult. And once you got it cracked, at least this one is coming out by hand without any issues. Maybe you can see it now, hopefully. Yeah, there it is. Right, at this point the difficult bit is to get to the bolt that is on the top of the starter motor. Now, I am doing this job on an NA, so there is no turbo piping, and you can see from here that there is a hole for the air pipe to go into there, but it actually comes out of there directly. So the piping for the turbo is different, and I cannot guarantee that it will be this easy. And when I say easy, it's already difficult, but I will show you what I'm doing here to remove the top bolt, and hopefully if you have an SE it won't be very different. But I have removed the air pipes just to show this, and what I've done is reach from the side with a 14mm spanner, and hopefully you can see over there, let's see if I can try to focus on it. Right, hopefully you can see that is the spanner. So I have reached from the side, and hopefully you can see it now in there. It's very difficult. Right, you can see the spanner there, you can see there the open end side of the spanner, and then hopefully I can get some light to show the other side, which is practically impossible. Anyway, right, so we're looking at this side of the car, and you reach from the back of the engine and you put the spanner there, and you can see where the open-ended side is, and it is just practically impossible to show where the other end ends up. I just can't get the light in there, but hopefully this time I managed to show it. Anyway, the spanner goes in there. So the spanner goes in there in this direction, from the top, from the back top, and then to the side, like this. And then you definitely need a ratcheting spanner for this. And then it's just a tedious work of undoing it. So I'm gonna do that with the camera switched off, and then we'll get back to the bottom. So when I unbolted the top bolt, the whole thing came down straight. So it's completely loose right now. And according to the manual, I have to move the exhaust, and it looks like I will have to. Also, the drive shaft looks like it's in the way, which isn't very helpful, but we will have to find out what can be done about that. But to get this out of here, it looks like I just need to move the exhaust out of the way, and then it should slide between the drive shaft and the steering rack. The only annoying thing is moving the exhaust out of the way. But yeah, let's get on with these two nuts and see how things go from there. And let's see if the starter motor wants to come out. So that is the starter motor out. Right, so now that the starter is out of the car, the next job is to open it up and try to refurbish it. See if I can save some money. I have some kits that an LEC member was putting together a few years ago, and that will be the start for the next video. To pick up that kit, see what we can do about refurbishing this, and hopefully I will have this on the road very soon. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.